There's a lot of people who watch my videos who don't really play anarchy servers and might be looking into joining for the first time. I'm making this video in an attempt to inform people on whether or not 2v2t is worth it and the other anarchy options out there. I'm also making this video because I need to make a video. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that this video is mainly for newer players, so if you're a person who has already played the game, and then it's probably going to be a boring ass video. Should you play anarchy? Well, with only 1 year of experience, I know I'm probably not fit to talk about this, but I'm going to give my opinion on it anyways. Minecraft anarchy servers are completely different from mainstream servers like Hypixel, as the level of toxicity is completely off the charts. No, I'm not here to whine about how toxic the servers are, and no, this video isn't about the common misconceptions of new players. DigMC already has an extremely accurate video about that on his channel. I'm here to inform you about different anarchy servers to help you decide what might be the best experience for you. To start, there are 3 types of anarchy servers: the real deal, improved clones, and pure anarchy clones. Well, the majority of these servers are clones of 2v2t, but it's the same concept. So what's the real deal? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? 2v2t, the first ever Minecraft anarchy server. I think that we know that 2v2t isn't 100% anarchy, with Housemaster being an absolute sometimes. Recently he's disabled a lot of vanilla Minecraft features, such as basic electrify, redstone clocks, and tweaked some random shit with mobs. He also actively prio bans people who attempt to lag the server, which is also pretty dumb considering that it's supposed to be anarchy. Anyways, it's still the original server, so if you're looking for the real player base of autists, you'll likely find them here along with the 500 player queue. If you are planning to play consistently, you'll probably need to pay for Prio Queue, which is basically $20 a month to play on a bad survival server. I personally don't think Priority Queue is worth it because $20 is a lot of money, especially if you're of young age like the majority of the player base. The 2v2t community is probably the most toxic community in Minecraft, so if you aren't ready for racial slurs and other cool stuff to get thrown at you, you probably shouldn't even be on the internet, to be honest. Nowadays, the 2v2t experience is pretty boring for me at least, which is why I haven't been on very much. Now, what are improved clones, you may ask? Well, improved clones are anarchy servers very similar to 2v2t, but slightly better in some way. 0b0t, 9b90, and Incrystal.me, just to name a few. Some people may argue that 0b0t is bad because they allow the most OP dupe to be used, the chunk dupe. But some people like duping, and 2b2t patches pretty much all dupes, so you could say that 0b0t is slightly more anarchy. Incrystal.me is a great example of a better version of 2b2t. The owner, ePearl, actively tries to improve the server by making sure everything runs smoothly even with 400 plus players, compared to the only 250 players on 2b2t. It has all the same aspects as the real deal, except it doesn't have vanilla features disabled, and it's on 1.16.3, so it's actually more fun because there are more aspects to the game itself. These servers, if they are able to build a sustaining player base, could easily pass the real deal in terms of quality. The last type of anarchy server is the pure anarchy clones. This type is the main reason why I'm making this video because I couldn't find an example of this until recently. These servers don't attempt to replicate the 2v2t experience but create a new experience with the appeal of complete anarchy. Servers with no anti-cheat, no moderation, and no admin interaction fit into this category. 2v2t and some popular clones actually have pretty strict anti-cheat in terms of anarchy. Absolute anarchy clones allow players to hop on and immediately start speeding and flying to one's desire. The problem with the lack of an anti-cheat is that it would be extremely easy to lag and bring the server to its knees. Having just a few players flying around at a decent speed would already be enough to tank the TPS. This doesn't mean that it's impossible to run an absolute anarchy server, just that it would be extremely hard to sustain a medium to large player base. It was actually kind of difficult to find a server that didn't have an anti-cheat because most servers try to avoid the problem of lag as much as possible. I eventually found a server called avast.cc which advertises to be absolute anarchy and decided to try it out. After getting in contact with the owner, I asked them how they combat the lag issue in a no anti-cheat environment. Apparently there are multiple ways to keep a server up and running even by allowing most hacks in any hack client. Methods include limiting certain hacks if the TPS drops to a certain threshold. For example, speed hacks such as timer and boatfly are disabled if the TPS drops to 15 and are re-enabled once the TPS stabilizes. This server supports versions from 1.9 all the way to 1.16.4, so I was able to use the hacks I normally use for 1.12.2 Anarchy. Although the server doesn't have any dupes patched, it is running on the latest version of vanilla Minecraft and the latest version of Spigot, so most exploits before 1.16 are automatically patched. This doesn't mean that you won't be able to dupe because any future dupes won't get patched, so keep a lookout for that. And finally, now that I've explained a little bit about the server, let's see if it lives up to its expectation. What? I got kicked for flying? This server is such a lie, man. Well, not really, because vanilla Minecraft servers have anti-fly enabled by default. Vanilla anti-fly is part of the game. It can be disabled, but the owners try to keep the server as vanilla as possible, so disabling it would mean the disabling of a vanilla feature. Don't worry though, because it's extremely easy to bypass. The anti-fly is triggered by floating for too long, and a timer counts down for how long you're not descending for. Just by descending even 0.00001 blocks every few seconds is enough to prevent getting kicked. The fly module and a bunch of hack clients allow for very slight descension or gliding, which can easily allow you to fly forever. Luckily, anti-fly is the only vanilla anti-cheat, so you won't have to worry about getting kicked from using other hacks. So here's my honest opinion on no anti-cheat servers. No offense to avos.cc because I know the owners are probably watching this video, but in my personal opinion, I find them boring in the long run because you can pretty much use any hack and that would make the game way too easy. But if you're looking to play on a server just to mess around with your client without worrying about getting kicked, well, I guess these servers could be quite some fun. I haven't played on these types of servers very much and I haven't gotten into any PvP or building, so I'm not sure how fun those would be without restrictions on hack modules. But like I said, if you would like to try it out, go for it. And that concludes my opinion on these types of anarchy servers. Whether or not you want to play on them is completely up to you. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you had a great Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.